Alrighty. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us. My name is Marty M. Fonke, Chief Marketing Officer of Barton Publishing. And today we're going to be talking about Barton Publishing's core values. And I have a very special guest today, some guy I picked up at random off the street, and his name happens to be Joe Barton. And Joe is the founder and president of Barton Publishing, and I am super excited for today's webinar. And the reason is because we're going to be talking about Barton's core values. And Joe and I have been talking about having this interview for about 4 months now, and we just keep being way too busy to get to it. And so we're finally taking the time to get this done, get it recorded, and share this incredible message of the core values with you, our listeners, and our customers. So I just want to express my appreciation to each of you who have joined us today that are listening in. I hope you will get a lot out of it. I know that the core values that Barton lives by have been a huge inspiration to me, and one of the main reasons that I'm with Barton Publishing, and so I hope that you will definitely come away with something great. Joe Barton, are you with me?
I think I am, yes.
All right. I can hear you loud and clear. You're coming across great. Well, Joe, you started this company about 10 years ago, and Barton Publishing in that time has been extremely successful. You've helped over 1 million people overcome illnesses, diseases, sicknesses, and you've really had a great big impact on people around the world in literally dozens, if not, I believe, over 100 countries. And kudos to you for starting this business and for reaching so many people with such a positive message.
Yeah, it's been an exciting journey, that's for sure. I had no idea
that's great.
When I started it, where it would take me, but it's been fun.
Well, we could probably talk for hours about Barton Publishing itself and how it got started and all sorts of great things, but we're here really to focus today on the core values. So why don't you talk a little bit about how you came to develop the core values, what was your inspiration, and then from there we'll actually talk about the core values themselves.
All right, so I've read a few different books in the past that talk about the importance of having core values established in your business, and I saw the value in that really in identifying what is really important to me. And a business is really a reflection of the entrepreneur or the owner of the business. And so, everything that I've done to start the business and to establish it and build products and things and hire people to help, it's all a reflection of who I am. And so identifying those values is it helps me to narrow down the focus of kind of what makes us unique and different, and also gives people on my team, people that we work with, and as well as our customers, just a better idea of who we are and what we value, and hopefully that is reflected in everything we do. So I found that and Marty, you helped me to kind of polish these as well, as you've experienced these in other companies and things. So it's as we've implemented them, we've seen the value of making these an important part of what we do every day.
Absolutely. Well, and one of the things we have promised our audience today is not only how the core values have impacted and benefited Barton Publishing, but how they've impacted and benefited our customers substantially, and how we see them potentially impacting the entire world. And so we're going to touch on all of those things as we go through the core values. Does that sound good?
Sounds good.
Awesome. Well, let's talk about the core values themselves, and there are 7 of them, and there is a reason that there are 7 of them. So, Joe, why don't you walk us through the 7 core values very, very quickly, and then we'll go through one at a time.
All right. Honor God in everything is number 1. Then we have help people, practice what we preach, be fruitful and multiply, over-deliver, make it fun, and simplify. So those are our 7.
And why are there 7?
Well, 7 to me is a complete number. I'm a believer, and I believe in the Bible, and I believe I've seen the number 7 as a pattern. We have 7 days in the week, 7 days that God created the universe and everything in it, And so we just felt that was a better number than 6. We used to have 6, and so 6 is the number of man, 7 is the number of completion. And so with that, our number one core value is honor God in everything, and so that was probably a way to honor God by using a godly number, so to speak. So.
Well, speaking of honor God and everything, tell us more about that core value.
All right, so like I said before, the core values really of a company reflects the core values of the founder, the owner, and the people that are really running the business. And so me personally, my story all goes back to God's work in my life and testimony in my family. And if you've heard me talk about my dad's acid reflux story or my mom with her battle against stage 4 cancer and different things like that, we're very, very much aware of the fact that God has given us everything we have, and we're grateful for everything. And so, just try to follow the Bible as best we can. And the number one commandment of all of Scripture is to love the Lord your God with all your heart, your mind, soul, and strength. And so, loving God, honoring God, putting Him first in everything is what we strive to do. And I didn't want to be ashamed or of saying that I am a Christian, I believe in God, and I try to follow Him as best I can. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but we put that as something we value, and put Him first. And it's like, athletes that win the Super Bowl, some of them that honor God, the first thing they say is, I'd like to thank God for bringing me here. And anything, whether you're a star athlete or wherever you are, we thank God for giving us life, giving us breath, providing for our food and our shelter, and giving us friends and family and all of that. So that's really what it's all about.
Awesome. Well, let's talk about our second core value, which is help people. And I've got a couple of images to show up here.
This was a core value that actually got added after Marty came on board. It was something that we valued, but we didn't actually have it officially in our list. I think we had 5 when you started, and you kind of brought it up and said, how come we don't have help people as a core value? I'm like, oh, that's a good question. I guess I always just kind of assumed that was obvious in everything we're doing, but it sure makes a lot of sense to add that to the list and make sure that we put that high up on the list as well. And it kind of goes along with the second greatest commandment is like it: love your neighbor as you love yourself. And so we really see our business valuing helping people, valuing them, loving them, sharing information that we found helpful. And and that's what we do through our products, through our marketing, through our Facebook posts, but also through our, on our team, we're helping people. We have different charities that we've been a part of and have donated to, like Royal Family Kids Camp is one that helps foster kids come out of that situation. It gives them a week of like a camp experience in the summer where they get to be treated like royalty. And my wife is actually the director of the South Dakota Royal Family Kids Camp. And so we're heavily involved in that ministry. And then the missions projects, you showed a picture here. My wife and I went to Africa, and we have plans to help more people with our company and take a missions trip in the future with some people from our team. And so again, it's all about making a big difference, and we really do want to make a big dent in this world and a positive difference in helping people.
Yeah, that's great. And the examples on this page, I think, really kind of sum up the help people core value for Barton. It's not only about helping our customers, which we do, and that's our number one priority. And we help our customers continually. And every week, Joe, you share a collection of testimonials that have come in over the previous week with the team, and that really energizes and motivates all of us. And I know I share that with our vendors and our marketing partners as well. Everything from our radio agencies to our online marketing partners, etc. I share those testimonials with them because it helps them to feel better about the work that they're doing for us, and so it's good to know you're not just selling something that's useless to somebody, that you're actually helping to promote a product that is changing lives. And so we're helping people directly with our customers, and then so much of what we're doing is helping people indirectly through, like you mentioned, the Royal Family Kids Camp and missions projects, etc. So we're hitting that on a couple of different fronts. I'm really proud of that.
Exactly. Yeah, I love to read the testimonials of people's lives that have been changed through things that they've implemented through what we've taught in our products and our videos and things like that. So I kind of like to take credit. I don't know if I should or not, but like that apple being a cure for acid reflux, or a remedy that works really well. Before we had launched our refluxremedy.com, if you go to Google and search, what's a cure for acid reflux, you wouldn't see anything about apples. But now that we've shared the story with my dad, now we see, like, it's almost common knowledge to a lot of people that, oh yeah, just eat an apple. And so I feel like we've made that popular, and we've helped a lot of people, untold millions probably, who've suffered from that in the past. And now I think the apple producers are probably happy with that as well. So.
Absolutely. Well, let's talk about practice what we preach. Tell us about that core value.
So this all comes down to integrity, and it's a core value that, walk the talk. Don't just talk it, but actually walk it. And I have experienced a slow transformation in my own health as I've learned more about what's healthy and what's not, what foods to eat, what foods not to eat. So, and we preach that in our company internally. We want people to be eating healthy, exercising regularly, reducing stress, getting enough sleep, all the different things that we talk about that promotes health. And so it's just important that we have integrity, that we're actually doing the same things that we're telling others to do.
So I've got a couple of pictures here. You know who that is?
Boy, it kind of looks like my wife.
No, that's actually Courtney.
Okay, I was going to say, those shoes kind of look like my wife's, but yeah, that's Courtney. She's slimmed down quite a bit, hasn't she? Yeah.
Yeah. And there's Courtney and Chris. So a lot of our team members here at Barton are really into practicing what we preach, eating very healthy, exercising, doing all of the things, following the diets and the healthy lifestyle that we're recommending for our customers. We are all striving and keeping each other accountable in doing those things. And so definitely working on practicing what we're preaching.
Yeah, we had a 30-day fat loss challenge in our team. I think it was almost 2 years ago now, and I saw the Normans just flip the switch. Like that kind of helped spark something, and now they've taken it to a whole new level. They've opened their own CrossFit training gym in St. Louis, and it's just fun to see how they've kind of got passionate about that. So yeah, a picture of us in the I think that's up one of the mountains in Phoenix area, North Scottsdale, where we had our last team meeting together, and got some sunshine and exercise, so that was fun.
Yep. So even when we're getting together and trying to focus on business, we're still practicing what we preach and taking a hike to stay healthy.
That's right.
All right. Let's talk about be fruitful and multiply.
Okay. So this core value has to do with the concept of, well, most people know it as capitalism, but it's being fruitful in business. And we're not a nonprofit organization. We're actually trying to make a profit. But I like to explain how that works. Some people have a negative view of capitalism for some reason or another, as if making money is bad. But biblically speaking, money is taught about throughout. It's, I think, one of the most covered topics in the Bible, and it's a measuring tool that you can apply to several different things in life. And so our focus in our business and my philosophy is the more successful we can be, the more sales we can make, the more people we're helping, and the more advertising that we can buy so that we can show and share our message with more people. And so it costs us a lot of money to buy advertising on the internet, and there's a lot of competition. We're competing against pharmaceutical companies that have billion-dollar ad budgets, and here we are, a tiny little company out of South Dakota that's trying to compete with these people selling medications that we really don't promote, and we try to get people off of medications with the help of their doctor as much as possible. So that's really it. It's just be fruitful, multiply, drive as many sales as we can, get more people to buy the products, which allows us to tell more people about it. So it's kind of a cycle. So whenever somebody buys one of our products, they're actually helping us tell more people about our products and about our solutions. And whether or not they buy or not, we feel like our videos that we show and our emails that we send out have a lot of value to them. But if you've been on our email list long enough, you've probably seen that we do send out a lot of emails, and a lot of them are promoting other products that they're selling something. But all of those products that we promote are products that we've vetted ourselves. We know the people that are selling them. We can vouch for their integrity and vouch for the integrity of those products. So that's really it.
Yeah, and I put this picture up here of this is most of the team, which we only get together as a complete team once a year. Barton Publishing is a virtual company, and so we have team members in I don't know how many different states, 5, 6 different states in 3 countries basically. So it's rare that we can get most or all the team together, and this is a picture of last summer. We were at a team retreat, and when I think of Be Fruitful and Multiply, I think of all those things that you just said, Joe, for sure. But I also think about the fact that your company is multiplying around the world through the team. Barton Publishing is supporting everybody sitting at that table. We're all working hard. You're supporting, with our salaries. We support our families, which supports our kids, which supports our churches, which supports our communities, and it just really multiplies from there. It's not just Joe sitting in his little office doing stuff. It's multiply it out to impact. Probably when you multiply it out and for the entire team, including our customer service and whatnot, Barton's probably affecting directly about 200, maybe 250 lives, I would guess.
Oh yeah, and I forgot to talk about that, but that's definitely a big part of it. And another reason why capitalism works is because it provides people jobs and pays. What would we do with if business declined? We've seen that in the past, and so we're constantly looking to grow. Growth is healthy, and if you're not growing, you're shrinking. And so there's a lot of principles that you can apply to a business that also you can apply to your own personal body and health and things like that. So in our own lives, I think it's important that we're fruitful and that we're multiplying in the sense where we're not like there's a great analogy in the Bible where in Israel there's the Dead Sea, and the Jordan River runs into the Dead Sea. And all along the Jordan River there's beautiful, lush greenery and life all over the place. But then it comes into the Dead Sea, and it just accumulates, and it has it turns into bitter salt water, and there's no life in it at all. And the reason for that is because there's no outlet out of the Dead Sea. There's no way for that water to escape. And so the water has to continue going through something and being shared. And so on a personal level, I see that as when we are living and among our friends and family and community, we should really focus on helping others and serving others and sharing what we've been given and being kind of a conduit of blessing and sharing with other people. And I think that's how we can be fruitful and multiply on a personal level as well. So I think that's kind of a neat thing to think about. But I think Jesus said it's better to give than receive. Well, why is that? Well, it's, for whatever reason, there's something just that makes us feel good about helping other people and being fruitful. And it's like when you help someone else, then they're able to help someone else, and it becomes like a snowball effect and paying it forward. So really big believer in that.
Great insights. Well, let's talk about the next one, which is over-deliver.
Well, this is a fun one. So this is really, it touches a lot of different areas in our business. So in our marketing, we try not to overpromise. We try to underpromise and overdeliver as opposed to overpromise and underdeliver. So we see that, we think about it as like, how can we give 10 times more value than what, or even 100 times more value in our products and our messaging and in that, how can we deliver that, in comparison to maybe the price that they might pay for our product. So we charge $19.97 for the digital copy of our solution kits, whether it's diabetes or acid reflux or the 30 different products that we have. We feel like we're delivering, 10 to 100 times the value. When you think about, so 10 times $19.97 is $1,997, and we really do feel like we are giving people information that can save them thousands of dollars if they were to look at the future of their life and health and the expenses that they potentially would be saving from hospital visits, medications, not to mention lost work, lost employment opportunities. But beyond that, how do you value health? I mean, what price tag will you put on feeling awesome? So right there, if we can help somebody feel better, I mean, that really becomes priceless, because if you don't have your health, you don't have much.
That's true. And hey, Joe, I just got a comment from a member of the audience pertaining to our, I think it's pertaining to our Be Fruitful and Multiply, and I want to just circle back to that really quick and read that out. Okay. The person's name is Darren. I'll just share his first name, and he says, my A1C number, that's a number related to diabetes for those that don't know, and blood sugar. My A1C number is getting closer to being under 6 and hopefully becoming non-existent in the very near future as I am losing weight and exercising, leading me to doing more and more, to living longer and a healthier life. Keep up the great work and don't ever stop as you continue to help others like you helped me. That's a great example of being fruitful and multiplying. As Darren's health is getting better, he's able to live a healthier life, be more active, give back to his community, and really be fruitful and multiply just from the information that we've given him in our diabetes solution kit. So thank you, Darren, for that feedback.
Yeah, that's awesome. Keep up the great work yourself, Darren. And it takes work to experience the change in the health. There's a lot of people that will buy our product, and some of them don't ever even read it. Others will maybe read some of it but don't apply anything. And so really it depends a lot on the people that are actually reading it and taking action and making positive changes. Maybe it's a little bit at a time, or maybe it's a drastic change right away. But kudos to everybody that that actually does that. And so I hope that we can transfer or spread that that over delivery part or value with others, that they feel the same thing when they see a health problem, a health challenge, is like, okay, now what can I do to over deliver to myself and to get myself back on awesome health, not just okay health, but let's over deliver and let's experience the best health I've ever had. So I hope that's contagious.
Absolutely. And speaking of contagious, let's talk about fun.
All right.
Tell us about the Make It Fun core value.
Okay, so I like to have fun, and I think that's one of my unique abilities, is I can have fun in almost any situation or make the most of it. And that picture there is my wife and I think we dressed up for a little skit we did at a marriage retreat or something. That I don't know how we got talked into doing that, but we dressed up looking like nerds. Actually, we didn't sing the song, but we kind of acted out the song, the love song of two nerds. And so there you go. That's me in all my glory with my beautiful wife. So that's just an example of my personality. And here's a picture of our company retreat with our kids that were there with us, and we were playing a really fun game that Marty, you brought along, and everybody loved it. It's called Telestrations. And so yeah, we did work during the day, but at night we we're sure to have fun together with our family. And I don't know, do you have any other pictures there? I don't know if you do or not, but
No,
it
just
seems
these
like,
two.
okay, yeah, so you can speak for that too. I try not to take anything too seriously. I'm pretty laid back, and try to keep everything in perspective. That life isn't all about work. It's not all about being perfectionists and things like that. So laughter is really good medicine for sure. And so the more laughter you can incorporate into your own life, the better. And it's something we value.
Absolutely, and that is definitely something that sets Barton apart from a lot of other companies I've worked with. Is we, as I mentioned before, we're a virtual team, so everybody is in a different location. So we do conference calls on a regular basis, and we do sometimes we'll do Skype calls or video Skype calls. And whenever we do Skype calls, we don't do them a lot because they generally kind of degrade into just craziness, and it can either be the team kind of losing control and doing the little graphics with the crazy hats and whatnot on their heads, but Joe, you're kind of the instigator. Seems like most of the time, whenever your camera comes on, you never know what you're going to be sitting there holding, or what kind of hat you're going to have on, or a wig, or you just
Obama mask.
Yeah, you just never know what you're going to. So and that from a team member standpoint, I mean, we work really, really hard. We're a pretty small team for the amount of work that we're doing, and everybody works hard, and so it is important to stop and have a little fun once in a while and crack up, and whether that's on our day-to-day conference calls, or whether that's at our team retreats, and we had a blast last summer, and I know that you've done team retreats to Baja and skiing and some of those other things, and we got to take a break once in a while from the hard work, and so I think Barton does a good job of balancing that work with fun. Cheryl just chimed in and said that we have a blog on the importance of laughing in healing on the Barton Publishing blog, so I will share that with everybody in the audience so that they can take a look at that blog post as well here. Thanks, Cheryl, for bringing that up. And that we just have another a note here from another listener. His name's Alan. Thank you, everyone, by the way, for just chiming in. We didn't necessarily ask for these testimonials, but I'm just overwhelmed with the blessing that they're bringing to us. I'll just read this one off too. Alan says, I want to tell you how much your system helped me. I was getting pain in my chest that radiated down my left arm, painful pain. I started eating an apple before bed 18 months ago, and I have not experienced that pain since. So thank you, Alan, for submitting that and letting us know that we've helped you. That's what we are here for, so that's nice to hear.
Ever since I was a kid, I heard the saying, an apple a day keeps the doctor away, and didn't think much of it then, but how true it's proven to be in so many different ways. And it has to do with not just an apple necessarily, but eating healthy makes such a huge difference. But apples are full of nutrients and fiber and all sorts of good stuff, and it's amazing how a simple remedy like that pretty much saved my dad's life. And it's just amazing how a simple thing can make such a difference, where as opposed to complicated medications where you hear TV commercials where it takes a half a minute just to go through all the warnings and side effects.
Oh man!
They try to, they have to say legally, but they have the music and the beautiful scenery to try to not get you to pay attention to all those nasty side effects. So I personally think they should make it illegal to advertise medications like is the case in many other countries, but unfortunately they haven't made that a law in our country yet, and it's a multi-billion-dollar business. So I'd be shocked if we saw that in any time in the next 10 to 20 years. But,
yeah, that's not too likely. All right, any other thoughts on Make It Fun, Joe?
I think we about covered it, and I'm ready to have that picture be removed, so it's kind of embarrassing.
All right, core value number 7, simplify.
So this is a new one that we added last year at the end of the year, I believe, and was really, it's a lot of different things that came into it, but there seems to always be an option for a simple solution versus a complicated solution. And whether that's in your health or in your life or work, and this one was probably more in work because I felt like we were focusing on so many different things and had so much going on that we would lose focus sometimes. And so when we kind of identified this as a core value, I think it kind of flipped a switch in some ways, and we realized that, or we felt like one of the biggest ways we can make the biggest difference is if we simplified our focus to be more on the problem of diabetes, which is by far the biggest growing problem in our country. It's beyond epidemic. It's nearly pandemic. The rate of diabetes is growing at such an alarming rate that by the year 2020, over half of all Americans are supposedly going to have diabetes or prediabetes. And if you know the side effects, or what happens when you get diabetes, the potential risks are, it's the highest leading cause of lower leg or extremity amputations. It's the leading cause of adult onset blindness, neuropathy. It's one of the leading causes of heart attacks, and I'm forgetting one. Kidney damage, kidney failures is the other one. So, and just the pain involved with neuropathy, and I just can't imagine losing my feet or hands or something because of that. So we've really we've simplified our focus going forward, and I think we might be able to share a little bit of what we've done and how we've done that. We recently did an event, a live event, right here in my hometown called the Diabetes Reversal Talk, where we brought Dr. Saunders in from California, and he taught people on stage. Basically, he taught them our diabetes solution kit from beginning to end. We taught people how to reverse type 2 diabetes using various, healthy food choices, what to eat, what not to eat, supplements that you can use, vitamins, different things that are correlated to that, and answered a lot of questions, dispelled a lot of myths, and just, it was over an hour of jam-packed content of great information. We didn't hold anything back, and now we're in the final stages of producing the online version of that event that we're going to be releasing very soon. Tomorrow, actually, I believe, is our first day where we're going to be sending out some traffic to those pages. But it'll be, I think it's going to be our crowning achievement, as I'm just so impressed with our team that's come together and put this together. And so by simplifying on this one topic, I feel like we're going to make 10 times or 100 times more impact on the world and people's health. And so we feel like we're going to make a huge dent in the trend, and instead of seeing diabetes go up by the year 2020, where over half of all Americans eventually have it, I think we're going to be able to make a big enough dent where we can make that number actually go down from where it is now, and get people to understand the difference between type 1 and type 2, what they can do, the easiest and most simplest effective ways to reverse diabetes, and really, dare I say, extend their lives by 10, 20, 30 years of vibrant health. So as you can tell, I'm pretty passionate about it and excited about where we're going. And all of that comes back because we simplified where we felt our biggest opportunities was, and where we felt God was leading us as well. So,
Hey, Joe, what would you think if I let the audience have a sneak preview of that page?
I think we should do it.
All right.
Let's do it.
So if you're listening in the audience, you're going to, it's not quite ready. We're not launching till tomorrow, and we're still finding little bugs and kinks in the system. But I'd love to share this video with you before anybody else in the world gets to see it. And I'll tell you the URL, but also just posting right here to the chat so you can click on it. But it's watch, W-A-T-C-H, watch.
Hey, Marty, could you just show the teaser video quick? instead of and then after that's
The
show on the far
audio
out?
the audio won't come across though for the
Oh, okay.
audience. Yeah, I can show
Okay.
the video. They can see the visual, but they won't have the audio.
All right. That
I
wouldn't
wasn't
work.
prepared to do that. Sorry about that.
So
Um,
yeah, no, it's no
but they
problem.
can go check out watch.diabetesreversaltalk.com after we're done with the webinar. Um,
Yeah.
so
We'll
that would
post the
be,
link for everybody.
yep, absolutely. Um, well, yeah, and the Simplify really has made a big difference. We had several really cool ideas that we were looking at pursuing, and we put them on hold so that we really can simplify and focus on the things that have the greatest impact on our business and on the health of the world and on the health of our customers. And that takes us into a couple of other things that we promised to share with you, and that one of those is how can the core values help your health? And so, Joe, do you want to maybe, and you've touched on some of these as we've gone through them, but maybe kind of go through and how you see these core values being able to help people with their health, and then after that we'll talk about really big picture.
All right. Well, so these are our core values, but I think if individuals, if you personally come up with your own core values and remind yourself of them, I think, for me, when I see something I've written down, I've got whiteboards in my office. I've got my core values up there, and I'm constantly looking at them and being reminded of those values. And so I don't know exactly how it works, but I just know that when you see what's important to you and are reminded of it, you're going to make healthier choices, assuming that your core values include health. And so I don't know exactly how that, how to say how that would work, other than it's helping us to be more productive and offering better messages and products in what we do, which is in turn helping our customers and subscribers as well. So maybe Marty, you could share a little bit on that as well.
I I actually got so many people talking to me back channel. I wasn't even paying attention, Joe.
Okay.
I got to be honest. I've got like people talking to me. We have this is really interesting to me, Joe. I'm as you're talking about our core values, we've got all of these people listening in who are sharing all their stories with me, and because we really are having an impact. I'm really sitting here getting goosebumps at this, because I had no idea when we picked this topic to talk about today where this would go, but I'm just really feeling like validation on these core values
Yeah.
and the impact they're having on our people. Sorry, so I was actually typing a message to one of our customers right when you said that. Sorry.
Hey, no problem.
You
Well,
want to repeat that?
no, I think I was just going to ask you what you thought, but I just had to see what you were looking at, and somebody asked, where can I get a Barton Publishing t-shirt? So I might as well share that. If you go to bartonpublishing.com/store, you'll see we have t-shirts, we have a hat, and so we have some work gloves, and we have thermos drink containers that I'm using right now. But yeah, we haven't really advertised that link too much in the past, but hey, somebody asked about it, so we'd love to get more people wearing some Barton Publishing t-shirts out there. And actually, they're really comfortable, they're super soft, and so anyways, I had to share that little plug to bartonpublishing.com/store.
Well, I'm going to override you, if you don't
Okay.
mind, as the Chief Marketing Officer of Barton Publishing, for the person who who asked that question. If you would like to submit a video testimonial, and this goes to anybody listening in, if you would like to take a video of yourself, and we actually have some examples on YouTube of other of our customers who've done video testimonials. Can't remember the URL. Cheryl, maybe you have that. But if you'd like to do a video testimonial, I will buy your shirt for you and send you a Barton shirt. You don't have to go buy one. So you're welcome to buy one, and Joe's trying to sell you something, but I'm going to give it to you if you let me give me a good testimonial that I can use in the marketing. So sorry to step on your toes, Joe, but
Well, I'll let it slide this time, Marty. And let me just add in, I'm going to double that offer and say I'll add in a thermos with the t-shirt as well.
Ooh,
So double bonus.
that is a huge offer, because I actually have my Barton Publishing thermos in my hand as we speak. I use it every single day. It's where I keep my cold filtered water that I drink throughout the day, and it is a great thermos. So you better take Joe up on that offer.
You're not drinking Mountain Dew, is what you're saying, or
no, not since November 1st, 2009. I haven't touched one of those.
There you go. Good.
Our testimonials, by the way, are at youtube.com/Barton Testimonials, youtube.com/Barton Testimonials, and you can see examples of other customers that have submitted testimonials. We'd love to have yours. So this is completely off the cuff. We weren't planning on mentioning all this, but for those of you who are writing in your testimonials, I just want to say, we're so grateful for that.
Well, you should probably give them the URL where they could submit their video, which would be bartonpublishing.com/testimonial.php.
Good grief. Hang on. I'm going to post that one.
Mr. Marketing guy here.
What's that?
I said, Mr. Marketing guy, you got to tell him how to, what to do.
Well, I was just going to have him email me. I wasn't going to make it too complicated, but I forgot about that. Okay, so, all right, we're completely, thank you, Cheryl. If it wasn't for Cheryl, by the way, if you were one of our subscribers to Home Cures That Work, you know Cheryl, and she's just awesome. She is always my right-hand person on these webinars. Every time anything's mentioned, she just knows exactly where to find the resource and the link and whatever else. Thank you, Cheryl, for that. So I just posted that link, bartonpublishing.com/testimonial.php, if you want to submit your testimonial. Okay, can we get back on topic here, Joe?
Sure. Well, you're the facilitator here. So
I was thinking. Call me on it. All right, we need to wrap this up soon. So what I'd like to do is, with the final couple of minutes that we have left, tell me your vision of how the core values might help change the world. And you've touched on it already a little bit, but maybe expand on that a little bit.
Changing the world. Well, that means different things to different people. To me, it means being open to what God has for us, what opportunities He puts in our way, knowing what to say yes to and what to say no to, and just for us, it's over-delivering, being fruitful, all these things. It just combines to how we can make a big difference in a lot of different people's lives, but also individually on one person. We look at one person. And maybe I could share the story of the starfish that maybe not everybody has heard before, but there was an old man walking along the beach, and there was thousands and thousands of starfish that had washed ashore and that couldn't get back in the ocean, and they were all dying. And then he saw from a distance a young boy was picking up starfish and throwing them back in the ocean, and one by one he'd pick them up, and finally the old man got up to him, and he's like, "Son, what are you doing?" He's like, "Well, I'm saving starfish." And he's like, "Well, surely you're not going to be able to save all these starfish. You're not going to really make a big difference. Look at all these starfish. There's thousands and thousands of them. It'd take you forever to help them all." He said, "Well," the little boy said, "I might not be able to help them all, but I make a big difference for that one." And throws another one in. So for each person that we can help, we know we're making a big difference, and we know that that they're going to make a big difference in their life. They're going to tell other people about what they've done, and it's going to spread. And so we're helping to spread health and wellness and vibrant life and excellent health in what we do, one person at a time. So I think that's how you change the world. You don't try to do it by on a mass scale. You do it on an individual scale. Help the one, and they'll help change the world, and they'll help change their world.
Well, and we're seeing examples of that today with our listeners to today's webinar of how, individually, we think about our customers, and we have a lot of customers, and we're grateful for every single one of them. But when we hear from individual customers who tell us how we've changed their life, they write in, they email, they call. It really is. It's one person at a time that we're making healthier, that we're giving a better life to, and I think that really is a great way to wrap this up, Joe. Thank you very much for that. Well, with that, we probably better cut it short. We try to keep these to about 45 minutes, and we are we're there. We're actually over by 1 minute. But Joe, I'd like to thank you for taking the time to share your core values that we've come to know so well inside of Barton Publishing, but to now share those with our customers. And and with our partners. And I hope that for those of you in the audience who are listening, I hope that it helps you understand, a little bit about where we're coming from. I know that sometimes we get complaints about, we email a little bit too much, or sometimes our videos are a little bit too long or whatever. But you know what? Everything that we're doing, every communication that we send out, every video that we create, every product that we create, it all has the intention of matching up with those core values. It all has the intention of honoring God. It has the intention of helping people, of practicing what we preach, of being fruitful and multiplying, of over-delivering, of making it fun, and of simplifying. And I hope that today we've shared some of those examples even on this webinar. Maybe you saw some of our making it fun by kind of getting off track a little bit, but we hope that you come to know, like, and trust us just a little bit more as a result of listening to this. And we want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts, not just for attending this webinar today, but for being our customers and for trusting us with your health. Joe, any final words?
Yeah, just thank you for everyone that was on the call, and I saw there were a couple people that joined us kind of late, and just so you know, there will be a replay made available for everybody to access at a later time. It'll probably be early next week when we get that, and it'll be on the same page, I believe, where they accessed this webinar. I could be wrong, but
yes, it will.
Yeah, and you can share that link with others. If we have other webinars where Dr. Saunders and Amanda Box have been our guests and have shared a lot of awesome information as well. So this is something that we hope to do every week, and that more and more people will join us to listen in and improve their health. So I'm just thankful for everyone that was on the call today and that will listen in the future.
Well, Joe, thanks again for joining us, and for those of you in the audience, have a great day, have a healthy day, and we thank you again for joining us. Talk to you soon.